Only a week to go until polls open. Time's running out for London's mayoral candidates to win your vote. Sadiq Khan may be ahead in the polls, but with divisive issues like crime and ULEZ, it's all still to play for. The gloves came off again between the main candidates in the latest debate, and despite Sadiq Khan's repeated denials, he couldn't escape more uncomfortable questions about plans for a pay-per-mile driver's charge on London's roads. Our political correspondent Simon Harris reports.
We're in it to win it, you know.
Sadiq Khan began his campaign more than a month ago with a commanding lead in the opinion polls. And with a week to go, he can't afford to drop the ball. Today, he was playing a non-contact version of American football in Brixton to promote his manifesto promise to attract major sporting events to London.
That's a touchdown.
Khan is desperate to persuade Green and Liberal Democrat supporters to vote for him instead.
My nervousness is that those who may want to vote for the Greens or the Lib Dems or a smaller party of voting with their heart may wake up on May the 3rd with a hard right divisive Tory mayor.
But Khan has been unable to shake off his past enthusiasm for a form of road user charging known as pay per mile. In the latest televised mayoral debate, the host quoted from Khan's own book.
Plans to introduce more comprehensive road user charging system to be implemented, Sadiq, you said in your book, by the end of the decade.
Khan now insists it won't happen.
I've instructed the Commissioner to make sure any work that began under Boris Johnson is stopped in relation to pay per mile.
But his Conservative rival thinks she's found his Achilles heel.
£21 million has been spent on this already, and you know that. Sadiq Khan said he would never bring in the ULEZ expansion. And he did. Nobody trusts you anymore because you said you wouldn't do that. You're saying now, and you may be smirking, but this would actually really upset so many people.
The Green Party candidate, who was in Soho calling for more pedestrian schemes on London streets, thinks Sadiq Khan has other weaknesses.
I think Sadiq Khan, as the Mayor of London, hasn't been that strong enough voice to government about things that need to change for Londoners. So things around housing, things around the climate, and other transformational policies that Londoners really need to see a difference. It's the Mayor of London of a city of almost 9 million people, and it should be that loud voice to government.
As often as when he became mayor. That's an extra 1,000 people every year, sex offenders who should be locked up or should be captured and are not being captured.
A week from now, the campaign will be over. Londoners will be casting their votes, and the candidates will have nothing to do but wait for the results.
Simon, Sadiq Khan said he was nervous. Does the latest opinion poll suggest he should be?
Well, there's a new poll out today, carried out by Savanta for Queen Mary University in East London, which again gives Sadiq Khan a commanding lead over his Conservative rival. He's on 46% to Susan Hall's 33%, with Rob Blackie in third place on 9%, Zoe Garbett on 7% and Reform UK's Howard Cox on 2%. Now, when you compare this with the last Savanta survey 3 weeks ago, there's a slight narrowing of the gap. Khan's down a point, Hall's up a couple of points. And on the evidence of that, you'd say it's a pretty safe bet that he's going to be re-elected on May the 2nd. But his team continue to give the message that they really are worried about turnout. And of course, you have to remember, in the last 2 elections, he won with a very healthy margin. So a much reduced, drastically reduced majority, I'm sure he wouldn't enjoy that.
No. Simon, thank you. And here is a list of the candidates standing to be Mayor of London on your screens now. The election takes place, as Simon said, on Thursday, May the 2nd. And you can see all the priorities of those candidates on our website. Head to itv.com/London.